This is the book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 1. Hear me, your father, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be safe. Hear me, your father, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, O children, and do thereafter, that ye may be safe. And 2/3 of our people cannot hear this beautiful melody, this beautiful gospel, man. Cannot resonate with the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. It sounds like garbage. It sounds like the Peanuts when the adult speaks to Charlie Brown and the children, man. You know that womp 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 womp. But to the hopeful elect, which we hope and pray to be the elect, it's a beautiful, beautiful melody. It resonates with our spirit. It gives us comfort. It embraces us. It gives us hope, faith, trust, belief. It builds us up. So the only people right now in these last days, in this captivity, that can hear the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai is the remnant, the predestinated, the ones that have received the truth and got the answers that they were desperately seeking for a long time. Now, I grabbed another video from the movie PootieTang. You know, Adawan Ratazah, you know, this is a good example that can resonate. And also you can look at it through the spirit, because that's how I did it, man. You know, especially with the other video too. But this is another beautiful example when it comes to the Lord dealing with his lost sheep and those that he reject, those that he don't want. Okay? So, you know, look at this lesson through the spirit, which you should be looking at everything through the spirit. You know, that's one thing that our beloved Ra'ash Monagan always tells us, man. Look at everything through the spirit before you ever look at it carnal. Okay? Because when you look at things through the spirit, you actually realize a lot. Okay, but you know, that's how it was supposed to be, man. As it says in the book of St. John chapter 4, those that worship the Lord must worship in what? In spirit and in truth. And again, the only ones that's going to be able to hear this beautiful gospel, which is the good news, is the predestinated, the remnant, which we hope and pray to be, man. So I don't want to write this up, man. I hope and I pray that this lesson is edifying, uplifting, and informative. Stay tuned. Shalom.
Alright, it's all gone now, Pootie. What do you want to do?
Leap of time.
What's he got in his mind?
We're starting from scratch, I guess.
Pootie knows what Pootie do. It's gonna be good.
Okay, Pootie, I'll play back the levels the way you said them.
No instruments, no vocals, no levels, everything silent. Say it on me. Bleed!
Pootie don't need no words, don't even need no music. Woo! We have got a hit, baby.
I like it. Everybody seems to like it, but right now I got something I know y'all all gonna like. So we got the world premiere from PootieTang, and you know it's gonna be out of this world. That's right, because you all love his last record, Find Your Titty on the Running Kind. Well, you all gonna love this new one. The new one is called. So let's listen up to the new record by PootieTang called from PootieTang. I ah Damn, this is good. This is good. Man, Pootie done did it again. 22 good. 22 good. 22 good. 22 good. Turn that noise down, damn it.
This is the book of St. Matthew, chapter 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. Call Holayim La, Al-Banawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Rakat, Kwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. St. Matthew chapter 13, verse 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. And this is a prime example, man, you know, through the flesh that's showing you how the Lord is dealing with those that he has predestinated and chosen in this captivity, this last, bondage that we're in, because the Lord is not resonating and supping and calling all Israel together. He's only calling that predestinated lot that was chosen before the creation and foundation of the earth, man. And as you can see in this video, and as you saw, only a certain amount of people were able to resonate with the beautiful gospel, the words, the prophecies, the comfort, the history, everything that we edify, the prophecy, everything that we speak and edify from our Bible, man. The only ones that's able to embrace it is the ones that can understand it and receive it. Okay? That's not being blocked. That's not being rejected, man. So this is again, which there's others we probably can come across, but this is one that I saw. I said, man, that's spiritual, man. That's what the Lord is doing for those that he's awakening and those that he is setting up to be his spokesman, his watchman, his seers, his mouthpiece. And also those that as it also states in the book of Sirach 24 and Sirach 33, verse 17, I believe, for those that seek edification, that seek learning. Okay, because what did Yahweh say? Feed my lambs, man. And when you being fed with these words, these prophetic words, okay, and what does it also state in the book of Thessalonians? Comfort one another with these words, man. So the only ones that's going to have comfort and be embraced and be given security and everything that they need to get by is the remnant, which we hope and pray to be, man. But let's continue, man, because again, like I just stated, all Israel is not going to be able to resonate and hear this, man. Okay, so this is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, and I'm going to read verses 5 to 7. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of a hard language, but to the house of Israel. So that also lets you know that the Lord is only sending his watchmen, his prophets, his seers to the house of Israel, not to no other nation. Okay, and we make it clear and make it, straight, direct, and understandable, but that it's about your lineage. Yes, color, is used as a certain depiction or example because the images and what you have been taught was a lie, but it's about your lineage. Okay, that your father's line goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, verse 6. Not to many people of a strange speech and of a hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened on to thee. So the Lord is saying if he would have sent his men, his prophets, his seers, to the heathens, they would hearken. They wouldn't rebel. They wouldn't reject. They wouldn't disannounce and not embrace being the top nation on the planet. Okay, verse 7, the main point. But the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee. And again, you've seen various examples. Okay, the main elder that I can speak of and think about that always doing videos that literally infuriate you, but you understand what's going on, is the beloved elder Manat Zakba, man. You know, he does all these videos. He's showing you Jake. Matter of fact, he just did a couple of videos today, which this is going to air on Tuesday, but he just did a couple of videos today showing you how Jake is completely bugged out. Doesn't throughout the whole week, man. Okay, because they don't want to hearken on it to the Lord, man, because the evil and wicked deeds is like an adrenaline rush. It's exciting. It makes them feel alive, man. But to be righteous is boring. Okay, it doesn't resonate with their soul because the Lord has not chosen them to do his will, to please him. Okay, Ezekiel 3 verse 7, but the house of Israel will not hearken unto thee. Okay, will not hearken unto the prophets, for they will not hearken unto me, as I just stated, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. For all the house of Israel is impotent and hard-hearted. Okay, and what's that saying in the word? A hard head make a soft ass, man. And that's when that judgment's going to come from Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And by then it's going to be too late, man. But again, as I stated, and as I'm going to keep on proving, it goes into predestination. You have to be chosen by the Lord. The Lord, you cannot choose the Lord. The Lord has to choose you. You know, Amos chapter 3, verse 6 or 7. The Lord reveals his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. Okay, Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. The Lord predestinate those to understand his will, his pleasure. Okay. So let's go here real quick. Let's keep on proving the point. Grab this precept right here. This is Revelation, and this is Yahweh Shai speaking. This is Revelation chapter 3, verse 20. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. And that door is the door to your mind. Okay, and that's the Lord Yahweh Shai, you know, attempting to activate and awaken you to give you the knowledge and the wisdom and to unlock the understanding. Okay. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come to him and will sup with him and with thee. And we're also going to prove that it's predestination. It's not just any man. And when Yahweh Shai made this statement, he was making this statement for the remnant, the elect, and again, which we shall prove through other scriptures. Okay, but it also lets you know that you cannot choose Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. You cannot hear or see or understand this gospel, this good news, unless Yahweh while Yahweh Shai chooses you. Now it's a scary thing because you gotta examine and look at the whole picture. Because we've seen men that were chosen, powerful speakers, powerful teachers, knew a lot of things, corrected, defended the gospel, etc. And certain men that's been in the truth maybe 5, 10, 15 plus years, that'll bug out and the spirit just be stripped away from them, man. So you have to continue to have humility, continue to be sincere, continue to be fearful towards Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. Continue to examine yourself, man and women. Okay, but mainly the men, because the Lord said, what did the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai said? To you men I call. Okay, so the Lord is saying, you know, he's calling the men. The men are set up to do the work. The men are set up to be the leaders, the teachers, etc., man. Okay? So, you know, we got to stay in order. Okay? Well, let's continue. Let's read that again. Revelation 3 verse 20. Behold, I, Yahweh Shai, stand at the door, and that door is the door of your mind, and knock. Okay, that's when you're receiving, you know, and hearing the gospel, the voice. Okay, and you know, that could be coming across a video on YouTube or walking past the prophets, man. The Lord could be, you know, Okay, well, it's time to wake up such and such. It's time for him to receive the gospel. If any man will hear my voice. Okay, so it shows, again, an example. There were people in this clip that heard, PootieTang's voice. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with the Lord's sheep, the Lord's remnant, man. They're going to hear his voice and they're going to jam, embrace, have comfort in the word, man. Okay? If any man hear my voice and open the door, okay, what does that mean? Submit to the Lord. Okay? Obey. And what does it say in the book of 1 Samuel chapter 15? It is better to obey and hearken to the voice of the Lord than to commit the sacrifice. Okay? And that's what the remnant's going to do. They're going to hearken, obey, submit. I will come into him. Okay? The Lord will sit down with you. Okay? Give you to the men that he has given the 144% truth, all the ammunition and tools that we need to succeed to the end. Okay? And will sup with him, and he with me. So the Lord will make you a friend of him and his father, man. Okay? But let's continue on, because again, it's about predestination. It's just not, any man can't hear it. Let's prove it. Let's prove it, because the Lord has blocked a lot of people out, man. And again, as I just stated, it's a scary thing to have the milk and it be taken away from you. Okay, to have the spirit and it be stripped away from you. So this is the book of Isaiah chapter 6, starting off at verse 8. Also I heard the voice of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua saying, Who shall I send, and who shall go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. Okay, so send this prophet to speak the words, Lord. Continuing on. And he said, Go and tell this people, you Israelites, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Talking about the 2/3, because this gospel is going to be preached and teach across the 4 corners of the earth, man. Okay, and then shall the end come, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, the book of St. Matthew's 24, I believe. Okay, so 2/3 are going to hear this word, but they're not going to be able to understand. They're not going to be able to receive it. They're not going to be able to analyze and understand what's being said, what's being taught. It's not going to resonate with their corrupted, wicked spirit. So again, verse 9. And he said, Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not. And see ye indeed, but perceive not. So again, the Lord is fair. He's going to tell you once you get that judgment, you get put to death and you come before him, these people are going to try to say, well, we didn't hear the word. The Lord's going to play it back. Yeah, you heard the word plenty of times. Matter of fact, you mocked at the word. You made videos against my prophets. When they was out there teaching, you was with people that was recording videos and putting up on TikTok, Instagram, etc., man. That reminds me this past weekend, when we was at camp, we had a fucking nigger woman, okay? A nigger woman literally in an Uber at the stoplight, half her fucking body. I don't think the brother saw it, but I saw half her body out the car, smiling like it was like it's a joke to them because we're a spectacle, smiling and recording at the same time. Our people are fucking wicked, man. And you deserve death, man. Overdue. Verse 10. Make the heart of this people fat. Okay, make their mind fat, proud, pompous, rebellious, etc. And make their eyes heavy. And shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their hearts, and convert and be healed. And the Lord don't want that. Okay, because again, it's predestination. You got to be chosen. Okay, again, let's continue on. Let's go to the book of Romans. This is also quoted by Paul in Romans. Okay, so this is Romans chapter 10, and I'm going to start off at verse 16. But they have not all obeyed the gospel. For Isaiah saith, Lord, who have believed our report? So then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of the Most High. So the only ones that's going to have that faith, that's going to be embracing the truth, that's going to have belief, that's going to have trust, that's going to have everything that we need, I don't want Ratazah to be able to succeed to the end, to endure, is the remnant, the predestinated, the ones that the Lord has chosen to receive this word, to hear it. Okay? Because that's how the remnant is hearing the word, man. It's a beautiful song, man. You know, all the remnant is jamming, man, because it's a lot of promises. You know, yeah, we got to go through hell. We got to go through a lot of trials and tribulations, but that we see the big picture, man. We see the big, man, look, man, we see the big picture, man. That's how our spirit is resonating with the word, man. It's exciting to us, man, because we understand what the Lord has promised us and what the Lord is going to do for us, man. We understand who we are. We understand why we went off and, you know, our history and everything that we need to know, man. Okay? Romans 10 verse 17. So then faith cometh by hearing, and by hearing the word of the Most High. But I say, I have not heard, yes, verily, their sound went into all the earth, and their words unto the ends of the world. So the Lord's going to be justified, because this gospel is, as I just read, it's going to go across the four corners of the earth, surrounding everywhere. Everybody knows about the Hebrew Israelites. Everybody. You can't say that you don't, and if you do say you don't, you're lying. Okay? Because we've had a lot of this. You know, again, brothers have been woken up by coming across the camps. Brothers have been woken up by the videos on YouTube, or, you know, if somebody made a, you know, vocab. A lot of people said they came into the truth, you know, watching vocab, man. You know, so, you know, as it states, man, you can't do nothing against the gospel but for the gospel, man. So it's been a lot of avenues where a lot of people have come into the truth, whether it be, again, coming across it sincerely or coming across a video of somebody mocking and scoffing. Isaiah chapter 30 verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity, the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore. So the Lord, again, he's risen up his prophets, man. He has activated, you know, his testimony before he brings the destruction. And the prophets is going to speak that testimony. The prophets is going to declare that testimony among all nations, man. And first and foremost, our people are scattered to all nations. Okay? But thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Okay? And if you come across a platform where you got a Jake acting like he teaching, and he don't go out to the highways and the byways, and he don't show his face, that's not a man of the Lord, man. That's not a man of the Lord. Verse 21. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it. Now, I'm not going to lie, man. When I heard this word, I literally probably heard this what I just read. This is the way, walk ye in it. Because not only do you hear that confirmation, you also have a lot of weight lifted off your shoulders. Like, I finally found the answers I was looking for. I finally know who the fuck I am. And that bothered me for a very long time in my life, man. That really, really bothered me. And I always kept that to myself until I got to a certain point in my life where I, you know, really started to research and try to find who I was and where I came from. Because I knew damn well that we weren't no damn Africans, man. You can just look at the Hamites and look at Jake and see the complete difference of us. We're not the same people. But that literally bothered me. It's like, who am I? Where do I come from? What is my nation? Okay? When ye turn to the right, when you turn to the right hand, and when you turn to the left, man. Okay? Point blank, period. And again, the only ones that's going to be able to hear that is the ones that Yahweh Shem Yahushua has chosen. So let's close out, man. The point is made. This is St. John chapter 10. Going straight to the point, verse 27. My sheep hear my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Do you hear that? Yahushua said, my sheep hear my voice, and he knows them. Why does he know them? And they follow me. Let's read on. And I give unto them eternal life, and they shall never perish, neither shall any man pluck them out of my hand. My Father, which gave them me, is greater than all. So the Lord Yahweh chose the predestinated, the elect, the remnant, and gave them to Yahushua. Okay, my Father, which gave them me, is greater than all, and no man is able to pluck them out of my Father's hand. So you can't deceive, you can't make the remnant go off, you can't make the remnant be rebellious, curse the Lord, whatever, man. Okay, but Yahushua said in verse 27, I'm going to read that again because I want to back up another precept where he said, my sheep hear my voice and I know them. Now, how does Yahushua know them? It's another statement that he said, I believe, in the book. Bear with me 1 second. In the book, I believe, maybe John 15, Salakia. Bear with me 1 second. Yep. This is St. John 15, verse 27. And ye also shall bear witness, because ye have been with me from the beginning. So you don't know how special the remnant is, the 144. And when he said ye have been with me from the beginning, that means when the foundation and the creation of the earth was being established. So those 144,000 men were with Yahushua, helping creating the earth and everything that you see right now, man. Okay? So the only ones that's going to be able to resonate and hear this word, this gospel, this good news is the remnant, the predestinated, the house of Dawada that's being established and built up right now before your eyes, that third temple, man. So I don't want to wrap this up, man. I hope and I pray that this was edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true sincere Aki and Wa'akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say, Shalom.